Hi guys, and welcome to this muzzle flare tutorial in Adobe After Effects. So this is the effect I'm going to show you how to create. So you can see this video on my channel if you like. So we're going to be covering the slide going back like a real gun, the muzzle flare obviously, the smoke that would come out, and also the glow that would be cast off by the flare. So the first thing I have here, I've got my footage, which I've been put into a new composition. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to identify where the muzzle flare would go off. So we're just going to go frame by frame here. And the muzzle flare would go around, I'd say here. We'll just do it here. So we're just going to go on the right here and take a marker. And we can just place it right there so we know where it is. So we're going to start by doing the barrel sliding back. So the slide going back. And if we just hit Command D, we can duplicate our footage, and we're going to call that slide. Now we're just going to select the slide. We're going to just go nearer, and we're going to take the pen tool and just draw the rough shape of the slide. This doesn't have to be too accurate, because it'll be very fast and you can't really see the exact shape. So we just take that. Remember to cut off the barrel. So we have our slide, and we can just take that and we just pull it back there. There. So just pull this down a bit. There. So we have our slide. So you can see the slide is there. So I'm just gonna select my slide and hit F. I'm gonna feather it to about 2, so you don't have that hard edge right there. I'm gonna go into the effects and presets. I'm gonna hit directional blur there. If you don't have this window, you can just search into effects and you'll find it here, or you can just go in window and click for it to appear right there. So we have it there, and basically the blur length is the amount of blur, and this is the direction of the blur. So it's going to find the direction that it would go in there, and we're just going to add some blur there. So that looks pretty good. And what we're going to do, we're going to trim it so it's only 1 frame long there. And we're just going to pull that slightly back. Perfect. Now if you look, sliding through it now, it looks already pretty good. But obviously we need here, it doesn't look very real because you need to see the barrel. So once again, we're going to take our footage, duplicate it, and then we're going to try to come back to the beginning. And what we need here, this is perfect, we're going to take this plate, we're going to take this, we're going to right click, we'll go time, freeze frame, because we need a frame where there's actually nothing in the background. And we're just going to trim that so it's only 1 frame long as well. So we come here, and obviously we've got this, and so we've got our footage here, and we're just going to come here, and we're going to just name this barrel, and here we're just going to turn it off for the moment, and we're just going to, being careful, we have the barrel selected. I'm just going to take the pen tool, and you're going to draw out a simple shape of a barrel. So this is what it would look like. And there, now you just have it, and if you turn it back on, it'll have that shape. So we're just gonna modify it slightly. It doesn't have to be too detailed, once again, because it'll just be just 1 frame long, so it doesn't have to be too accurate. There, that looks pretty good. Just here, the rough edge on the sides. Just has to be straight there. Perfect. Just make this one a bit bigger. There. Now we can just hit F, and we can just feather that to about 5. And we'll just take some directional blur there, and put it onto the barrel, and just feather that and put it in the right direction. There. So now if you just scrub through it, now it'll look actually pretty good. See, you have the impression that the slide is actually going back. There. Now what we're going to do now is actually do the actual muzzle flare. So we'll just have him shooting the gun, and we're just going to come to this frame right here and go into project, and I've got some muzzle flares here from Action Essentials 2 that you can get at videocopilot.net, which is a great resource for stock footage. I'm just going to take this and just bring it down, put it there, and I'm going to just bring it here. And first thing I'm going to do is, you see this flare is actually 2 frames long, and then you have smoke. I'm just going to take the first frame off, so it's only 1 frame long, there, and I'm just going to place it there. Now I'm just going to rotate it to about there. That looks good, and rescale it. I think I rotated it a bit too much. I'll just there. Okay, and I'm just going to set it to ads. Set it to screen as well, because of that kind of transparency. I prefer it on screen, but it depends on your scene. So then I'll just put it to screen. I'm just going to hit, because we reduced it down, the size, the edges are a bit hard, so I'm just going to type radial blur. I'm going to take radial blur, this one, and I'm just going to put it there. And we're just going to move this and put it into the middle. And then just slightly increase that. And that looks pretty good. Wait, perhaps put it onto 13. Yeah, that looks good. So this is what it looks like without and with. So it looks better with. It looks less crisp. So I'm just gonna put Command D. So we just duplicate this layer of the muzzle flare, and the bottom one I'm gonna put it back onto normal. And so you see it gives that kind of orange edge. And we're going to type Gaussian blur. We should take Gaussian blur, and we're going to put it on that layer. And basically what it does, it kind of or blurs it out. And see, it gives it that kind of edges, you know. If we just turn off the footage here, you can actually see what I'm talking about. See, this is just the one we blurred. So I'm just going to put it slightly, so it's a bit bigger, and there. That looks pretty good for now. Okay, so you can see, we're just going to trim the bottom one because you don't need the smoke blurred. And see, this already comes with, if we just scrubbing through it now, it looks okay without any smoke, but obviously the smoke is what sells it all. So I'm just going to go here into my project, and for smoke, I like to use powder hits or cork hits. So I've got cork hit number 1 right here. I'm going to put it under the 2 muzzle flares, and I'm just going to trim it because it's a bit long. So I'm just going to cut it down, and I think there. See, and it's a bit big, so I'm just going to scale it down. If you want to scale it down to maintain the size, just hold down Shift. Just got it there, and see, it looks okay. See, it looks good with that, but obviously you have too much smoke going here behind. So I'm just going to take the pen tool, and I'm just going to cut that off. There. I'm just going to hit M, and I'm going to set that to subtract, and hit F and feather a lot. There. So now we have it, and we can slightly rotate it so it goes up there, and just bring it down. So that looks pretty good. So you can see so that looks very good. And you can also, now what we're going to do is we're going to add the glows. That will be cast. You have glow on his face and here, etc. So we're just going to take our footage. We're going to hit Command D, and we're just going to set it to ads, which is going to, well, lighten up everything. Then we're just going to take it. We're going to trim it too, because you don't need to have it here because there's no gunshot, and we can just trim it. So here, I'm just going to take the pen tool, and we're going to draw out the parts that will be affected from the glow. So it'd be his face here, my hands, pretty much, part of the stomach here, and we're just taking an ellipse tool, and just this. Actually, we can just do it with the pen. The whole part here behind. There. So that's pretty good. Now I'm just going to hit M, and we're going to select all of them, and hit F and feather a lot. Not that much, actually. I went a bit too far. About, yeah, 282. About this would be okay. So, there. I'm just going to take the last one and feather that one a lot more. So the last one, and we're going to feather that one a lot more, because you know it's this one here. There. So this is what it looks like with glow and without glow. So you can see the difference. So we're just going to hit T, and the opacity is on 100, and we'll keyframe it, and we're going to go forward 3 frames, and we're just going to pull that down to 0. And if you scrub through it, you'll see, you can actually see the glow. So it looks very good. Looks very nice. And you put it onto 3 frames, so then has the time to fade out. So that's pretty much it. If you want to get more advanced, you can add a shell casing ejecting from the gun. So if I just go get my stock footage, got shells here, and I'll just take any, so this one for example, and you can just take a shell, you can just put it right there, just scale it down, and the same, you can actually do this very simply without stock footage by just taking an image, because it goes so fast in motion blur, people won't notice. So you can just Google shell casing, and we just hit P, position, and if we just trim it so it's only when there's the gun, here we come over here, and I'm just gonna take it over here and hit P, keyframe it. Next frame, we're just like have it flying off. Next, sorry, command. So here we have it. Next frame, we'll just have it flying over here. Next one, we'll have it going a bit down, and the next one just going out of the frame. So this looks pretty good. Now look, this one looks like final with the, actually if you just do toggle switches here and modes, you can actually put motion blur on everything except the footage, and that will really, you know, add a dimension of reality. So if you just look, it looks pretty good. So it looks quite good. So thank you for watching this tutorial. Please check out my channel and subscribe.